Sharon Osbourne recently opened up in a deeply emotional and raw confession about the painful truth behind her husband. Ozzy Osbourne's past affairs, a revelation that pulled back the curtain on a marriage long thought to have endured everything. Known to the world as the wife of the Prince of Darkness, Sharon has stood by Ozzy through decades of fame, chaos, and rock and roll excess. But in her own words, discovering the full extent of his infidelity was a heartbreak unlike any other. She had long understood the lifestyle that came with being married to a rock star, including the inevitable presence of groupies. But when she learned intimate details about one affair in particular, names, addresses, even the emotional depth Ozzy had shared with another woman, it crossed a devastating line. The betrayal was no longer abstract. It was personal, intentional, and deeply cutting. In a moment of crushing despair, Sharon admitted to locking herself in a bedroom and taking a dangerous number of pills, believing that her children were now old enough to cope without her. It was a cry from a woman who felt utterly broken and humiliated, her world unraveling beneath her. This painful moment wasn't hidden, it was something she bravely shared with fans during her London theatre show, recounting the toll Ozzy's actions took on her mental health. She revealed that it wasn't just one woman, there were multiple. And what made it worse was that the connection wasn't purely physical. Ozzy knew their names, where they worked, where they lived. It wasn't a meaningless mistake, it was something Sharon felt emotionally invested in as well, because of what it took from her and what it represented in their marriage. Despite the public shame and private agony, Sharon eventually chose forgiveness, a decision many wouldn't have the strength to make. In time, Ozzy sought help for sex addiction and made attempts to repair the trust he had broken, even renewing his wedding vows to reaffirm their commitment. Sharon admitted that she fell out of love with him for a time, but over the years, she found her way back, choosing to stay, to fight, and to rebuild what they had together. Her confession is not simply a tale of betrayal. It's a profound reflection on the complex nature of love, the resilience it takes to forgive, and the reality of being human even in the spotlight. Sharon's story reminds us that behind the red carpets and headlines, there are real emotions, real struggles, and real choices that define a person's legacy. It takes tremendous strength to expose your wounds in front of the world, and Sharon did just that, not for sympathy, but to show that survival and love after heartbreak are possible. Her words struck a chord with fans everywhere, not because she's a celebrity, but because she's human. And in her pain, many saw pieces of their own.